Let's go to see the problems for homework 2, chapter 2b. So problem number 1, we're looking for the value of h. We know a and b, so we have to figure out what is the value of h. Problem number 2, we have to solve the equation for c. So we know the perimeter, we know a, we know b, so you substitute p by 32, a by 8, b by 12, and then you solve for c. Problem number 3, you have to solve this formula for h. So first divide by 6, both sides, and then you continue. Same thing, we have to solve this equation for y. So you have to do one and only one calculation. Number 5, you have to solve for k, so multiply both sides by 3 and then continue. Number 6, this is a problem with percents, so what number is 14% of 80? So you have to write the equation x is equal to 0.14 times 80. Because it's 14%, you have to express it as 0.14, and then you figure out the number. Problem number 2, you know the bill, so you have to calculate the tip, multiply 0.15 times 55.4, so you know the tip, and then you know what is the total cost of the meal by adding the tip to the meal. Now for this problem, you know that after you got a 4% raise, your salary is 39,520. So don't make the mistake and you multiply by 1.04 this number. You have to divide by 1.04 because you got a 4% raise. So you have 39,520, so you divide by 1.04. If the raise was 10%, you divide by 1.1. So in this case, one more time, you divide by 1.04. For this problem, you have to create two equations. You know that you have x $5 bills and y $20 bills. So you know the first equation is 5x plus 20y is equal to 385. And the second equation, you have to find a relationship between x and y. It says you have 12 more $5 bills than 20 bills. So you have the first equation that I gave to you. You create the second, and then you figure out the x and the y. You can use the substitution method actually. Problem number 10, you have to give the correct graph. Don't forget, if you have a bracket, that means the number has to be included. If you have a parenthesis, the number is not going to be included. So you know directly that C and D, you have a parenthesis, will be wrong. Chapter 11, problem 11, the same as problem 10, but now you have a parenthesis. 12, you solve this equation for x. Don't forget, as soon as you multiply or divide with the same negative number, the direction of the inequality changed. In this case, we don't have a negative number. We don't have to divide with a negative number or multiply with a negative number, but if you have to, the direction of the inequality is going to change. In this case, you have to use a parenthesis because you don't have the equal sign in the inequality. Problem 13, you solve for x and then you continue. Now you have the equal sign, so you have to use a bracket. The next one, you have to bring the x to the left side, the number to the right side, and then again you have to use a parenthesis. You don't have the equal sign. While for number 15, you follow the same steps, but you have an equal sign, so you have to use a bracket. 16, same problem as the previous three. Bring the x to the left side, the number to the right side. And the same thing for number 17.